Hello guys, it's possible that you've heard that the cost of living in the UK is quite high. But how high is it? In this video, I'm going to talk about the cost of living in the UK. I'm going to give you an idea of what a single person could live on for a whole month and also a family. And I'm going to discuss with you my personal family expenses. After that, we're going to talk about how you can start small and consider things you can do in order to save money from your first day in the UK. So let's get right into the video. Welcome back and thank you for tuning to this channel. My name is Bemiga Peter Olubayo, the young man who is always happy to be part of your success story. As we start this discussion, I want you to bear four things in mind. Number one is the fact that Google can be misleading. I know you can argue that with me, but take for instance, I entered the cost of living for a single person and that of a family into the search engine, and what I got from a very reliable source, numbill.com, is that a single person live on £652 per month without rent. Okay. Also, a family of four will live on £2,269 a month without rent. Meanwhile, rent is judged as the biggest expenses for any family. So if we haven't factored that into it and we're already hitting the ceiling, I think I couldn't help it but laugh. This is because essentially the cost of living is different for different people and UK is not an exception. So keep this in mind. The second thing is what this video is and what it is not. So this video is appropriate for anyone who is outside the UK and considering to come to the UK for work or study purposes. Also, the people who are already here in the UK could find this interesting in considering the next steps. However, this video does not compare the United Kingdom to any other developed country such as the United States of America, Australia, or what have you. I could make a video on this later on, but at the moment, most of my subscribers are in the United Kingdom, West Africa, India, and so on. Number three, no matter the cost I'm going to discuss with you shortly, do not be discouraged. I want to assure you that you are most likely going to be better off if you come to the UK than in your home country. And please do not convert all this money to your home currency. The fourth important point is the fact that cost of living in the UK varies considerably from one region to the other, and you should factor that in when you're accepting offers or considering where to study. Let me explain that better. The UK consists of four countries, namely England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. Now, all of these four countries have their independent or individual capitals, with London being the most popular and the seat of power, kind of. Out of these countries, England has arguably most of the expensive cities, and Northern Ireland is considered to be the most affordable of all. This is because in Northern Ireland, you don't pay for water, you don't pay for council tax, and the cost of rent is quite affordable. However, this doesn't mean that once you are in England, then you are paying more than any other person in the UK. So let me give you an example. If you stay in the northeastern part of England, which consists of Darlington, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, and few other cities like that, you will be paying less and less compared to someone in the capital of Scotland, which is Edinburgh. So keep that in mind. Having said that, next I'm going to be talking about how to start small as a single person, or you have a family but you want to come in first into the United Kingdom, and I'm going to compare that to what a family expenses are, which will include gas and electricity, water, council tax, transportation, groceries, and lots more. Make sure to watch this video to the end and I will share with you how to start saving from your first day in the UK. From my search, what I found on the Coventry University is the closest to my personal experience, I beg, this is not for London people, okay? However, I live in Norwich, which is the 15th least affordable city in the whole of the UK. So, whatsoever I'm telling you could serve as an average. So, here you go. I'm going to be referring to this table throughout my discussion with you on the monthly cost of living for a person and that of a family. Now, summarily, a single person could live on a minimum of £500 per month to £900 per month based on my calculation. Now, this includes a rent. As a single person, you will likely take a shared accommodation where you all bills are included, and I put this as 320 to £530 in a month. Also, I put groceries as 120 to 200. So when I first came to the UK on my own, I was spending around 100 to 150 in a month. So on my grocery, so that is obtainable, that is okay. Likewise, for transport, this depends on whether you own a car or you go by public transport at all time or you call a taxi. But let's put it at the minimum of £50 to 150 in a month. Talking about mobile phones, you might want to avoid all these contract phone for the first month in the UK. But take for instance, I use GiveGaff, which you are not contracted on anything. You just pay as you go, and you could expect to spend from £6 to whatever you want to spend on there. But I put it at the minimum of 10 to cover your internet in case you are somewhere without Wi-Fi, and also you could go as high as 20. So if you look at every other thing I put on that place, such as childcare, gas and electricity, water, TV license, internet, council tax, as a single person, I wouldn't expect you to be paying on all that if you take an accommodation, a shared accommodation. Likewise, I put something under orders, which could include your gym membership, you want to buy clothes, you want to buy shoes and all that. So which could be around 80 to 110 in a month, but I haven't added this into your monthly expenses as they are optional. So £500 to 900 in a month for a single person. All right, is that okay? All right, so let's talk about a family. So once you are a family, depending on your family size, you might want to take a two-bedroom apartment or a house. I live in a three-bedroom house and I pay 750. So the house showing at the end is what I pay. But let's leave that for now. So a family could expect to pay about 400 to 800. Now a lot of people will doubt that, will say, but don't forget we are trying to start small. All right. For groceries, you could spend around 250 to 350. And on transport, also don't forget this depend on whether you take taxi, you take cab, you take public transport at all time, or you drive your own car. So I put it at 100 to 200. So mine is around 130 that I spend on my car food, I spend on my car insurance, I spend on everything that has to do with the car. Okay. Childcare, so you can also factor in, if you don't have a child you can cross this out, but if you do, that would probably be around 75 to 200. I spend around 150 on childcare now, because one of my daughter attend music class, and I pay for the other childcare. So that depends on you anyway. For gas and electricity, you can expect what I put there. Water, like I said, if you live in Northern Ireland, you don't pay for water and you don't pay for council tax. My family could have saved not less than £5,000 on water and council tax, and as well as rent if we happen to be in Northern Ireland. So it's just for you to know. So at the end of the day, I haven't added the options or optional things also to all these calculations. You might want to factor anything that is important to you into them. So for internet, so if you live in a shared apartment as a single person, all bills included, so you are not paying for internet, but as a family you definitely need a robust Wi-Fi. So, and I put that for 20 to 35. I pay around £28 at the moment. Okay, so what else? TV license. So you don't need a TV license if you only watch Prime Videos, Netflix, and all that. So take for instance, I don't have a TV license because all we do on those television is to watch cartoons for my children. However, if you have to watch a live program like BBC, you have to pay, which is around just 159 per annum. This will bring the cost of a family to about over 1,100 to 1,900. Okay, so we meanwhile will spend about 1,789 in a month. Okay, because it include our professional membership. And if you remember that at the start of this video, I made an assertive statement saying that you would be better off in the UK than staying in your home country. So take for instance, if you happen to be comparing this to staying in my home country, Nigeria, from April 2022, the minimum hourly wage for an adult who is over 23 years old in the UK is 9.5 pounds per hour. So if someone work 40 hours per week, that will bring it to about 19,760 per annum. Don't forget, this is a minimum. This would lead to a take home of 1,425 pounds per month. Now, remember the expenses we discussed further. So even if you spend like 900 as a single person, this will still leave you not less about 600. So you can expect about 600 to 800 at a minimum savings per month. And that is something, isn't it? But if you compare to my home country, minimum salary is 35,000 naira. If I'm still current, you can correct me. So, and if you want to buy chicken alone, 1 kg of chicken costs about 2,500, which is about 7.1% of your monthly salary. So that's ridiculous, isn't it? Let me show you what 1 kg of chicken costs in the UK so you can see how comfortably you will live in a country like this. So that is it, 1.35. Is that not fair? If you want to go for a whole chicken, you can see the price as well. I'll show you the cost of a milk. How much does it cost in your country? So without going to economics, I'm sure you can now begin to understand what it means, that the cost of living in the UK, although relatively high, but you will still be able to maintain your fine boy and fine girl. Having said that, let's go to how you can start small. So this is quite interwoven. So I'm going to talk about how to start small and how you can start saving in the UK from the first day. By starting small, I mean that even if you have a family back in your home country and you want to come to the UK to study or to work, you can consider coming first. Okay, this is because this country is designed for, in quotes, for a single person. You see what I mean? So a single person is likely going to save more. What do I mean? This is because that takes away the cost of childcare if you have one, and also the cost of rent. So the larger your family, the larger the house or apartment you are likely to take. Okay, so and if you want to start small and you come all alone, that can also afford you to stay in a shared apartment with all bills included, which you can get for 320 to 400 or 500 or thereabouts. You get what I mean? So and that will save you a lot of money. So let's talk about saving when it comes to how this country is designed. So when you want to make payments, it might make sense for you to make your payment annually rather than monthly. Okay, this is because there is always a credit cost when you want to pay monthly. So when we talk about you want to pay for your car insurance monthly, you want to pay for anything, just consider paying annually if you can. Also, do not just buy things, always use comparison sites. So you can see something, someone might be telling you, I can do your car insurance for 1,000, and someone in the same country can do it for 500. So why wasting money? So always use comparison sites, compare the market, confuse.com, go compare, and lots more. Personally, I advise people to stick to pay as you go, no contract same. Like myself, I use GiveGaff, which for £6 you can call anybody in the UK, text unlimited. Yeah, that is enough for a young boy. Yeah, this is something you need to know as you learn from the first day. You should avoid John Lewis, Nest, and all those big names. For a start, you can start shopping your clothes for at Primark. So am I not looking well? So this costs like £2, and that is it. And to say that when I go out, I will have to put a jacket on top, well, so who are you trying to impress? And also, for groceries, you can consider shopping at Aldi. Those are discounted store, Aldi, Lidl, rather than going to the big names. So while you are in your home country, while making the decision about where to study, where to live, which job offer to accept, you might want to go to the cost of rent. That is the most significant way of judging how affordable a city is. And so just look for a house rent. You can go to spareroom.co.uk and look at the spare rooms. Okay, and if you are considering the size of your family and you're looking at a 2-bedroom house, 3-bedroom, or what have you, you might want to go to rightmove.co.uk. I'm going to leave these, they are showing on your screen, and I'm going to leave them in the description box. Rightmove.co.uk. You might want to check on Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace, but in order of preference, I prefer to search if I'm looking for a shared apartment on spareroom.co.uk. If I'm looking for a house, terrace, what have you, I search on Rightmove or Zoopla. Okay, so until next time which we meet again, I want to believe that I've added something to you. Look at your situation. Look at how much better you could be. No matter what people are saying, I'm sure I've been able to convince you it's not that bad, isn't it? Okay. I'll see you next time in my video. And until then, I will keep answering your questions. If you have any questions, you have submissions, you have corrections, you want to make things known to myself, the best place to communicate with me is through that comment box. I make sure that I respond to every comment. Yes, every comment. So until when next we meet, I wish you all the best, and remember, I'm always happy to be part of your success story. Bye for now. If you think that the cost of living as a family is high, this is what most people do. Once the salary of one partner in the relationship is able to cover all the bills, so you can use the salary of the other partner as savings. And this is why it's important that any adult coming to the UK is able to work, isn't it? Because you don't want to add to the bills while you are not making more. All right.